Do you think that Trump will be good for working class people?
Yeah. Um, so yes, I do. Um, okay, let me give you a more nuanced answer. I think he's going to be very anti-union, and I don't think that's good for working people. I come out of the labor movement. I acknowledge that the labor movement is not necessarily the same as the working class. That its leadership tend to be people who come out of the PMC. That a lot of its agenda is tailor made to its own institutional needs and not necessarily the broader working class. That said, I think that that's playing around the margins. That most of the labor movement's agenda is absolutely good for working class people. And so, to the extent that he kneecaps the labor movement, I think that's bad for working people. Although maybe we'll be surprised because I mean, he had like the Teamsters president speaking at the RNC. There might be a different relationship with at least certain unions that come around, and so maybe he won't be so bad. But if it's like the first term, right? He appointed all these awful NLRB administrators, etc. So I think that that'll be bad for working people. I don't know if he's going to just carry on with the tax cutting for the rich that he did his first time. I think a lot of the deregulation stuff that he will definitely be doing a lot of deregulation. I think some of that will be there is wasteful regulation that should be swept aside, but there's also good regulation that protects people and that protects average consumers. And I think that those are in danger, but I don't know where he'll fall on that stuff. I think the place where he'll probably be good for working people is frankly is more symbolic, and it's just the the bringing the establishment institutions that purport to speak for and actually believe that they speak for the vast population of America, bringing them down a peg. Just like stripping the clothes off of those institutions, just like this election did, and saying, "Yeah, you don't speak for these people." Like you don't. You like this is what's been so humiliating for a lot of liberal institutions this election is that they were just it was just shown to them that they do not speak for working class non-white people, and that's like their entire identity is like we speak for these people whose voices are marginalized. And it's like, well, they're supporting Trump in larger numbers than they did last time, and in some cases in clear majorities. So I think that's good. I think that stuff's good. I think those people should start not have a stranglehold on speaking for working people. I don't think that their agenda is aligned. I think that it's complicated. There's like some foundations and stuff who do plenty of stuff that eviction controls, things like that I think are probably good for working families. But all in all, it's like no, let's not get our categories confused here. And I think that it's good that the Republican Party is turning into self-consciously a vehicle for a multiracial working class. Like, by the way, I don't care about the Republicans versus the Democrats. If the Democrats were becoming explicitly a party of the multi-working racial working class, which is what they've kind of pretended to be for a long time, but have become less and less of, if they were moving in that direction, I'd be like, that's great for working class people because working class people should have an organized party. If the Republicans become that, fine. If it's the Republicans, then it's the Republicans. There should be a party that stands for the interests of these average American workers. And there has not been for a long time until recently, because during most of my adult life, both parties were just so plainly in servitude to corporate America, ever since really the 70s, but certainly since the 90s with the New Democrats and the Clinton era, the third way stuff. So I think that that's good. So once again, I'm giving you a mixed bag answer, which probably isn't entirely satisfactory, but that's because things are very unclear.